We are back again with Dr. This time with Dr. Ashatewaa. All right. Okay, Dr. Ashatewaa. Welcome to the Morgeez TV.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Thank you for bringing me on to speak to the youth.
Okay, Doctor, I want you to personally, introduce yourself.
So, as you heard, I am Ashatewaa. I'm the director of the Institute of Africology based in Durban, and I'm also the national advocate for social cohesion in South Africa.
All right, social cohesion, social cohesion. Personally, I never actually understand what is social cohesion. As an advocate, before you can advocate for an organization, you actually understand the organization, apparently. So, Doctor, can you take us through this concept of social cohesion?
Yeah. So social cohesion is really the outcome towards nation building. As you know, we've been through a series of upheavals, and those upheavals require that we come with some solution. So in order for us to be socially cohesive, we have to first have an understanding of what we're trying to build. And what we're trying to build is a country that works towards a better nation. And so in a summary for the young people, social cohesion is the dream we have, that we'll have a cohesive society. Not one diversified in all our different parts, but we find places that we can come together to become a whole. That is social cohesion.
All right. Okay, this social cohesion, will you talk about inclusiveness, all right? Because the other guys that I spoke with before talk about inclusiveness, and, they even talk about some, the past upheavals, and how to sensitize the youth and everybody to understand what it means to live together. All right. So can you expand on that? Expand on that very key point of, social cohesion. It doesn't mean that only because people are born in South Africa only. It's because South Africa must open its door to the people that came from outside. Yeah, please, can you touch on that?
Yeah, absolutely. South Africa, as it is today, stands firmly based on a history of solidarity. African nations wanted this thing called apartheid to be down. And so as African nations worked on their independence, part of their independence goal was to also make sure that South Africa is free. And Kwame Nkrumah reminds us that we are not free until South Africa is free. So at no point in the psyche of Africans outside of South Africa was South Africa not a part of the desire of wanting a free continent. And the only way we could have this free continent is if it is done the way we need it. So social cohesion includes everyone who has made South Africa their home, right? And South Africa at this point needs everyone to build the nation that we are trying to build. And I need to say this because it is a pity that a country like South Africa even has xenophobia, when we know that whatever experiences people had when they were in the other countries, those countries opened their doors. They never said, no, you have to go back. And so we have to tell the truth, and we have to tell a new story of how solidarity worked. And we have to want that solidarity for ourselves as Africans inside South Africa. So it is part of my work as a representative of the diaspora to really make sure we never forget. Because if we forget, we will continue xenophobia.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that answer, because this answer is I wanted to make this very short, but your answers is keep popping up some relevant questions. So let's get to the point straight up. So social cohesion, it means this is an effort by the Department of Art and Culture to help sensitize the people of South Africa to be more welcoming to people from other African regions. Is that what this is all about?
Absolutely. Well, the Department of Arts and Culture is the custodian of that part of the National Development Plan, which speaks about nation building and social cohesion. So part of our work is to make sure that everyone, no matter if you came yesterday, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 300 years ago, your role in this society is to find the places of congruity, the places where we can find ourselves and proudly call ourselves people of South Africa. Whether we were born here or whether we just came, the aim is to make sure that everyone who is in here believes and understands that they are part of this nation building. And we are relentless and unapologetic in that regard.
Basically, you heard it all. This is the message, social cohesion. Whether you're from Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Ethiopia, Angola, wherever you come from, social cohesion is here to sensitize you to actually love South Africa, just like you want South Africa to love you also.
And by the way, when people choose a place to live, other than refugees and the cases of asylum, but when people choose a place to live, it's because that place becomes the country of their soul. Right? It's a place where they feel safe. It's a place where they feel a spiritual belonging. Because as African people, we didn't just do things by the books. We also brought the spiritual part. So the idea that Africans come to South Africa just for economics is not necessarily true. We also came here because we have a spiritual attachment to the freedom of the people of South Africa. And we not just want the freedom to happen, we want to see them through to the full freedom. And this is why some of us are even making this our home.
Well, thank you very much. Speaking of diaspora, this is kente that you're wearing. Tell us a little bit. It doesn't mean like originally from Ghana?
Yeah, well, like most countries in Africa, we used to make our own patterns. We used to make our own materials. The kente is a long-lasting one that has stood the test of time from Ghana, but everyone owns the kente. If you want to feel like an African, you put on the kente because it speaks truly to the authentic hands of African weavers, of African makers, and to our creativity, but also to our beauty as an African people.
Doctor, nobody can say it better than Doctor, man.
We must be focused. We want one Africa. We neither look east nor west. We look forward. When the great Kwame Nkrumah warned us that none of our states can be free if all of us are not free, must be one Africa, psychologically, physically, mentally, spiritually, and most importantly, we must go after one economic for Africa because therein lies our strength, not in our divisions of the Berlin borders. We detest those borders because they have wasted our time. One Africa, non-apologetic. My name is Ashatewaa, and I am an Africologist. I believe in the beauty of our people, and we will win. One Africa. And I am on Morgeez TV. Well done.